heard Buffy Sainte-Marie on Democracy Now! This evening. It's worth listening to her because she talks about the changes that have happened in the last 50 years. And I'm, like you, been around for more than 50 years. And I think she's right. I can remember in the 70s, 60s, when there was this anger, with good reason. I mean, I am a conspiracy theorist. I'm convinced that John Kennedy was killed by elements within our government, as were Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Robert Kennedy. Also, 9/11 doesn't make sense, the government story, it can't be right. But all those things said, and I used to go to Iraq in public violation of our sanctions, risking 12 years in jail and $1 million fine. I wasn't so concerned about the $1 million fine. And I was out in the water on Saturday, which was wonderful. It's good to do those things. But my criteria on Monday, when we were going to do civil disobedience and get arrested down at the oil rig, my criteria when I went to the training for that was the importance people had for nonviolence. And listen to Buffy Sainte-Marie, who talks about Gandhi, talks about Martin Luther King, talks about the importance of how we, if we're going to take responsibility and change how we deal with conflict, it applies to us and how we deal with the people that are doing these terrible things. Not that we shouldn't oppose them, but that we should stop demonizing. Because you know for sure when the United States, who had been the supporter of Saddam Hussein for 12 years, suddenly began to demonize him, that we're going to war. It's a sign of violence. And so unless we continue that process that Buffy Sainte-Marie talked about, of teaching nonviolence, teaching its importance, its practical importance. There's great studies coming out, books about why civil disobedience works. So I see that as a big change, because I can remember the anger. Okay, I've been angry. I've been plenty angry about all these things. But the violence and the language, throwing bricks, last thing, just as an example of what hasn't changed, and got me out of the Occupy movement, is I was walking down to an Occupy meeting when I was here in Seattle. And I'm walking, and I see this woman who seems to be going the same way. She isn't dressed particularly in a flamboyant or angry way. And we get talking. And along the way, she's talking about, I said I was upset. I was at one of the events, and there were people dressed in black who were going to throw bricks and stones at the police. And I said, boy, that's not good. She was at Kent State. And she said, oh, well, they just, she didn't say they deserve it. She said, that's their risk. Like that excuses are made justified because they chose to be police. So when you choose